All right, Paul, you ready to get started? Week 2?
I reckon so.
I guess anyway, before we'll get there, we'll say welcome into another edition of Cash and Tickets brought to you by Poolside Bets. That's me, Franklin Johnson, and that's my partner, Paul. And we're going to bring you our locks, but before we get to that, I guess we'll need to recap week 1 and the first full slate of college football, which I don't understand why it's not called week 2, why we have a week 0. But I digress. I think I hammered that home too much last year. Horse, stick, that kind of thing. I don't know.
Week 0 brought to you by Coke Zero.
Coke.
Yeah. It's all about marketing, baby.
Oh man, yeah. We need maybe we should start having a podium and putting drinks up on it.
Yeah. 0 picks brought to you by Poolside Bets. Brought to you by Coke Zero.
Again, welcome into this edition. We'll be talking about week 2. The NFL gets started. It actually got started last night with the Ravens and the Chiefs.
Good game.
So before we get to some of the big games this weekend in college and NFL, we will recap what happened last week. So let's bring up last week's picks. There we go. So it wasn't a sterling week 1 start, but we are not under 500, Paul.
Hey. We left the gate, and we're still in the race.
That's right, still in the race. We're not part of the pace, but
we're
close.
We're coming in there. We got a damn champion.
So we'll run this down a little bit. I started the week with a push, and all the shit I gave Paul last year about his pushes. I come out week 1 and start with a push. Had Minnesota +2. They lost 19-17, so we do get the push there with the Minnesota Golden Gophers. At FAU +14 against Michigan State. If you watched any of that game, God bless you. It was not very fun, but the Owls did get the cover there by, I think it was only 16-10, I think, was the final score in that game. TCU had that thing covered several times and let Stanford kick a field goal late, so that would have been another push, though, had they not kicked the field goal. So I take the L there with TCU, as TCU only won by 7 points, but I would bet that again. I think I was on the right side there. Georgia -13.5, easy, as they really take down the Clemson Bulldogs in the second half of that game, but got rolling.
Yeah.
So I mentioned about OK State. You want to be part of that? See, I have a typo in there. See that now? You want to be a part of that talk about winning the Big 12? You need to be beating the FCS team by more than 9.5. And they did. They got the cover there. Oklahoma State -9.5. Got the dub. And then my last game of the week, I took the L there. Is the LSU USC. Did not have the fireworks I expected offensively. I was way on the wrong side of that. I had the over 64.5. I take the L in that game.
Yeah, the only game I feel like I missed on, like completely whiffed, is Jacksonville State -2.5. And Rich Rod did not leave the gate well. I mean, he may not have left the gate at all. Pretty much scratched if you're a horse fan.
Jumped the gate and they scratched.
Yeah. The spread at Iowa. I mean, I don't know. All I can do is lead you to the fucking drink, baby.
The Hawkeyes, baby.
Yeah,
with
hanging
Cade
40.
McNamara and getting it done.
And they're going to score the Iowa State game. We're probably going to talk about it in a little while. I'm not going to bet it this week, but everybody's hammering the under. Not to be I don't know what the old dude, not so fast, my friend.
Lee Corso?
Yeah, that guy. Anyways. With my pencil, yeah. So I wouldn't necessarily go under and then walk away from it, because that Iowa offense, they're not scared to try.
Yeah.
Which they have been scared to do in the past. So, other than that, I don't know. What was the I missed one game on my teaser.
I'll show it. There you go. There's your teaser.
It was which one I missed? Boise State, Jordan. No, UNLV, Houston. Willie Fritz and the boys have not got it together. Missed completely on that one, so that was two I missed.
And LSU on the +1.5.
Oh yeah.
And that teaser, you were on.
Well, yeah, the LSU bet is one of those ones where I knew that I was either gonna win or win, so I still won.
Yeah, because they lost.
And I also lost the other one, so it's not like they were the only one to let me down. If you want to talk about Brian Kelly, I would love to do that.
Look, I don't. The narrative on him really kind of, I'm kind of baffled by the constant narrative. So we're good there with the recap. You see him there. Paul went 3-3 for the week. I went 3-2-1. So as poolside bets, we are 6-5-1, above 500. So not an awful start, but we're better than last year.
We're ninth in a 10-horse race, and we're looking good. We're looking good.
That's right. Yeah, that whole narrative about Brian Kelly, just the constant from the media, just thinks he's always gotten it done. He's gotten it done. My question is, has he really? Did he ever win a really big game at Notre Dame? He got blown out in championship games. So I don't understand the narrative with him, and he hasn't gotten it done at LSU.
I don't know how you walk into a locker room before a game, and anybody that's ever played football or any athletics at all, like there's that moment where like you're locked in, and your coach is standing there, and it's fired up time. It's go. He's going to give you everything you need to go out there and get it done.
Yeah.
And this fucking jackass walks out. You don't even know who he is, what he is.
Well, and the way he left Notre Dame.
Oh, what a shit show.
He didn't even talk to his players.
No, he's a fucking joke.
Yeah, so I don't understand the constant, what a great coach, and they'll find a way. And Brian Kelly,
he's a joke.
I don't understand it.
I'm done saying it, but.
You've been on that train for a long time, the non-Brian Kelly train.
So here's two schools of thought here. Florida, all the talent in the world. You're living in a hotbed of athletic ability.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any knowledge and any wherewithal of how to manage a team and get things done, you will succeed at Florida.
Uh-huh.
I'm not throwing darts at Napier. I'm using an example. LSU, same way. All the talent.
Oh my God!
You're
Louisiana's got so much talent.
The only university. I mean, you're it.
Yeah.
And they love that place.
Mm-hmm.
Only a moron, Orgeron, will go in there and fuck that up. Even Orgeron won a natty there.
Won a natty. Yeah.
I mean, let them fucking do what they do. Like, oh my God! Please give me a year to coach the LSU football team. Guaranteed, we win 7 games.
Oh,
and I don't know dick about nothing.
No, give me money to go hire coordinators and we get this thing done.
22 power, boom.
I mean,
we're winning 7 games every year.
Yeah.
And you're gonna pay them what $20,000 million
to win 9?
Win 9?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
The fuck out of here. Anyway, sorry.
It's quite all right. I love it. I love to get you on the Brian Kelly situation.
I don't. And so it's the same team. Napier is not Brian Kelly. Whatever. Napier, I think, is a. I don't know why it don't work there with him.
Well, I think they're a little hamstrung, too. I don't think they have the NIL that people would think. And they're not the only game in Florida.
That was true. Yeah, true. Florida State was on the up last year. Miami's on the up kind of this year. So I get that.
And hey, look, and Dan Mullen was right. Dude won there. And they kicked him out after one not so great season.
Well, they did that to was it McElwain?
Jim McElwain
went to straight 2 SEC title games, but lost, and they found a reason to fire him. Not that he did anything wrong. They were like, just make something up so we can get rid of this asshole. Yeah. I mean, what do they want? They're literally getting what they deserve at this point.
And when they won big, they had legendary coaches.
And players.
Whatever you think of Urban Meyer, he got it done.
Yeah.
So you went Steve Spurrier and Urban Meyer. They haven't won that big since they had those coaches.
And they had like college football Hall of Famers on the team.
Yeah, right.
I mean, the offense was not complicated. It was like QB power, basically. It's like the veer in high school. You run 3 plays great. You run the same 3 plays every day, every game, every practice, everything.
Perfection.
And you'll go undefeated.
Speaking of that, since we're on coaches, let's just go there.
Okay.
Let's go to Clemson.
I thought we were going to coaches.
Well, the coach at Clemson.
You mean the guy that has the title, Dabu?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that fucking guy?
Look, I mentioned it when I took Georgia. If you're not going to play in today's rules in college football, this is what happens to you. And I don't think he's that great of a head coach because, like I mentioned last time, He only won big when he had transcended elite quarterback talent. Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence.
Right.
I think I'm on the right track here.
Yeah, I don't know what he is. It's hard. Like, I get the fact that he rallied the team after they fired. It was what was the guy's name? Tommy Bowden. Was it Bowden?
Yeah. No, he was at.
No, he replaced Bowden, right?
Bowden. What? There was a Bowden at Florida State. But you're talking about a different.
No, that's
Bowden.
Bobby. Yeah. Yeah. So there was a. I don't. Anyway, so he came in late in the year. He got the team rallied. He rah-rahed them up, and he won the job. It's happened before. It happens every day. Yeah. Not to say anything's wrong with that, but once you see the ball moving and this dude stands barefoot in the rain staring at a tornado and says "fuck off."
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's on him.
Yeah.
That's on him. I mean, I get. You can look at their rosters. There's no transfers there. Like he either doesn't agree with it, which is fine. He can do that, but it's also going to cost him his job.
Yeah.
Saban stepped aside. He didn't agree with it. Saban said, "You know what? I'm out."
Yeah.
It's not quitting. It's just like, I morally object to what you guys are doing. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna step aside. He is standing, looking at the tornado in the face, going,
"No,
you know what?
I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah, we're gonna be fine." And he's not fine.
No, it's not.
Not fine.
And we mentioned it. He should have gone in the portal and gotten a quarterback. You could go get one. Go get one good dude. Klubnik ain't it.
So what is it? What is the offense? I mean, they got Garrett. Is it Garrett? No.
Well, what's the guys? What's the running back? Was
Etienne?
Mafafa or
no? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's Maffa. Something Maffa. I don't know his first name. He's a decent talent at running back.
Yeah.
They're not great at wide receiver, and they're terrible at QB. Yeah. He's not any good.
I mean, they got Garrett Riley there. I think his name. He's calling the plays now.
Yeah, Lincoln's brother. And dude got it done at TCU. You
can't tell me the guy don't know how to call a play.
You telling me he woke up in Clemson the last 2 years and forgot how to coach? Forgot how to run an offense?
So I don't know what Clemson's going to do.
Speaking of quarterbacks, let's go back to the state of Florida. Boy, Florida State.
Ukulele.
Man.
We'll talk about?
Miss. Oh, I mean, we already discussed it after their first loss, but then to get literally manhandled by Boston College.
Yeah. The biggest miss in transfer portal history, except for the time he replaced Trevor Lawrence at Clemson.
We already knew. He's the same guy.
And Oregon State last year, they were good, true enough, but they also had Damian Martinez in the backfield with him. Right. If you're going to win with him, you cannot throw the ball.
You have to run the football.
Run the read shit. Yeah, get downfield. I mean, he can do that. Don't put it in his hands to win the game. It's not going to happen.
Boy, it's rough there. I kind of feel bad for Mike Norvell.
I don't.
No?
No, I don't.
Well, I just don't think he was given the money to get Cam Ward. They came after Jackson Dart after they missed on Cam Ward. And then Dart was like, "No, I'm getting paid here, and I think I'm going to be much better here at Ole Miss than I will be at Florida State." Oh, man. Tough.
I think Norvell's a really good coach. I mean, they're not going to fire him, for goodness sakes.
No, I think he's fine.
But
yeah.
the whole pop and circumstance about them being undefeated, we didn't get in there. Well, logically, if you look at it, their best player was out.
He was gone.
So, I mean, so he's protecting the other 70 people on the team. I get that point, but...
And who are the two wide receivers there? Wilson and Coleman?
Who are they going to beat?
They're not there. No, oh my God, I don't know.
What team in the top 15 last year did they beat without Jordan Travis?
Can they beat Memphis? Oh, you're talking about last year?
Yeah.
Well, you saw last year. They barely. I mean, the only reason they won last year without Travis because their defense was elite.
Yeah.
Well, those guys aren't there either.
No.
Jared Verse is not there anymore.
Yeah. So well, I haven't the Memphis to make the playoff ticket, which.
Looking better and better.
Well, it was looking like I need Florida State to start winning ball games also.
Yeah, but
because if Memphis goes in there and beats them and they suck ass, it doesn't help.
Yeah, I get that. But Boise State, there was a lot of hype on them. That defense is atrocious.
Yeah,
it looks bad.
It's not good.
Now that running back is elite, but oh boy, don't look great.
Not good. I think that's one of my plays this week.
I forgot to pull up something. Go ahead, Paul.
Pull it up. Yeah, I had something I want to talk about while we're just kind of jiving, I guess. Yeah. Vibing, as the kids say. We're having a vibe. All right, so week 1, penalties per team. So I talked about this last year, and me and Franklin kind of look at this as we go, like trends in ATS against the spread. What teams are hot, what teams are not. Yeah. Where is Vegas missing on teams? Can you ride a team all year? Will you win? They go 12-4. Fucking that's win. Mm-hmm. All right, so penalties. Week 1, worst in the country. Michigan State 12 penalties first game.
That helped my owls get.
SMU 11. Notre Dame 11. UTSA 10. Notre Dame had 11 penalties called against them, and they still won.
Still won the game by 10.
Yeah. So I don't know what that says. We'll moving forward we'll find out. LSU 10, Hawaii 10, Arizona 9. So I'm going to, I can go, those are the most penalized teams through week 1. And I'm going to do this in week 2 after, and we'll look at it again and see who gets it cleaned up.
Who got it cleaned up, yeah.
These are big deals. And if referees have a thing for certain teams, mm-hmm. It shows in the ATS line. They're not going to let them. It kind of showed last night. The Ravens got penalized a ton.
Yeah, they did.
Every big play, it's like,
yeah,
call, flag. So just watch that. And that was the thing last year in the NFL, too, with the Chiefs. Every game they played, fucking timely penalties.
Mm-hmm. They got the call. They got every Bowl.
They got every call.
They didn't get called for a single hold on man Nick Bosa.
They got every call.
Game.
Yeah, so just watch that. That's why I'm not a big NFL bettor. It's just there's too much there. But I just want to so we start the process of these are the teams that are either undisciplined or referees don't like the coach. Mm-hmm. So we're going to keep looking at that. So as we go and we make bets and we handicap these games, that's a that's a factor. Mm-hmm. So,
and that even that LSU game with all the Brian Kelly talk, they did shoot themselves in the foot in that game with all those penalties. No. They had some bad penalties in that game. No. That hurt some drives there for the Tigers. And I've heard a lot. I've heard a lot about how everybody loved how Miller Moss and Garrett Nussmeier played. It was okay.
The stats were
There was no points.
Yeah, well.
So which one is it? Did they play really, really good and the defenses have improved that much?
No, the same LSU team you saw last year on defense is literally the same team.
There was some bust in that secondary.
They're the same team. It's the same thing. And Brian Kelly can beat whatever desk he wants to beat. Who gives a shit?
All right. You want to move on to week 2? Talk about some new games?
Sure.
All right. Let's hit a few big games that are going on in college football. We'll just
do whatever
if
you
we're
want to do.
betting on them or we're not betting on them, doesn't matter. We'll just kind of hit them. Of course, the first game, Saturday, 11 a.m., probably that'll be on the big noon Saturday, whatever, on Fox there. Texas travels up to Ann Arbor to take on the Michigan Wolverines, the reigning champion Michigan Wolverines.
Yep.
What are you thinking here, Paul?
So I don't think Michigan's offense is going to be as efficient as it was, but they still had the same defense they always had. I'm curious to see. It's a no play for me all around. I'm really curious. I'm really curious to see how Quinn Ewers reacts in front of 110,000 people.
And this is one of the games I mentioned.
Loud.
Yeah. This is one of the games I mentioned to you about. I had a few games I was going to mention about trap lines in week 2.
Right.
This one, to me, is they're begging you to take Texas -7.
Yeah.
And that line hasn't really moved.
Yeah.
So I don't really know. Because what would you say after last week's performance? Most people probably think, oh, I'll take Texas -11. If they give it to me. Now it's 7. Just be careful betting this game. You think it's free money. I'm telling you, most teams improve week 1 to week 2 the most. And Michigan was just screwing around with their quarterbacks. I don't know what they were doing there. But that defense gave up 9, I repeat, 9 rushing yards to Fresno State.
So
still a good defense up there in Ann Arbor.
If you're one of those guys at Future Bet and you do Heisman bets and you got Quinn Ewers' ticket, this is the game. This is where he'll
have to show out
if he can or he cannot win it. and it's not that he has to be statistically, help me out.
Yeah, you got it.
Perfect, but the moments have to be great.
Mm-hmm.
He has to make something.
He gets them up big. He hits the big touchdown late.
Yeah, something.
Puts them ahead.
It's got to be. He's got to lead the fourth quarter drive, or I don't know. It's a no play for me for that reason. It's 110,000 fans against the defending national title holders with a ton of talent.
Mm-hmm.
Can the guy coach? We don't know
Don't
yet.
know. Yeah, that's the question.
But how do you bet what you don't know? You can't do that.
And that's enough. Yeah, you just don't know.
So, and Vegas going, hey, I will give them more than a touchdown. Yeesh.
Well, they're just
no.
Yeah.
Not today.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I mean, if you want to bet this game, I think what I would tell you is don't fall into the trap. You could take Michigan plus the 7. Or take the under 42.5 because there may be a lot of button heads up there.
I do like the under.
That's not a bad play for me.
But I'm not betting it.
I'm not betting. I'm not giving it out for sure.
And I will 100%. I think we'll have this on one of the bigger TVs.
Oh, for sure. We're watching it.
Yeah, because I love the matchup, and I'm
intrigued.
I know. Kudos to Texas for fucking taking this game.
Yeah, right.
I mean, even if they do home and home, that's thank you for that.
Yeah, give us something to watch.
Because now that 12 teams make the playoffs, they really don't have to do all this crap during the season. They can just go through this deal and do the whole bit.
And the money that these networks are paying for football now, they look at these games like Ole Miss versus Furman, Ole Miss versus Middle Tennessee. So we don't want that shit. We don't want to. We don't want with the amount of money we're paying to broadcast your games, and this is what you're giving us. At some point, they're going to put their foot down.
Yeah.
And it's going to get turned around. Next game, we'll talk about another 11 o'clock game. Arkansas, the Razorbacks travel out to Stillwater, take on the Oklahoma State Cowboys.
Yeah, so I spent a little time this morning talking about this over at Bloody Mary.
Okay. Well, with the big Razorback fan up there?
big Razorback fan who's going to bet this game.
Oh, my. Okay.
So we talked it through, and I'm kind of with her here. The line's moved away from Arkansas. I think it started off at 6, it's up to 10.
And now it's up to 10.
I don't know what's going on. Apparently, they know more than we do. Obviously, I mean that's not a far stretch to say. So where I'm at here, and my advice to her was, take the over, tease it down to 6. 6-point teaser down. Over, take the over, and then take Arkansas side up to 16.
Up to 16.
Yeah, 2-team teaser gets you minus 120. It's like a regular bet. And then if you added, say, like we were talking about earlier, Texas, and they're bringing them down to 1, 1.5, that's a 3-team teaser. I would say go. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
But
are you more scared of a blowout in the Texas-Michigan game than a close game? Because I feel like if you're scared of a blowout, then tease Texas.
Yeah.
But if I feel like if this is an under game, I would tease Michigan up if I'm putting them in a teaser.
If Quinn Ewers
to get to plus 13.
If Quinn Ewers is everything that they've led us to believe,
they should win this game.
Texas is going to win by going away.
A touchdown, probably. Or 10, 15,
But he's never done it that I know of.
They beat Alabama last year.
In this state, Alabama still they're 100. They're not
packing the big house.
I'm an SEC guy, but that's a whole other animal.
I think so too. Yeah.
It's a whole other animal, and
all right, we're running a little long here. We'll keep. But just watch that game. I don't think they're going to be as up tempo as both teams were last week because both teams were ahead of the chain so much that they went a little more up tempo. Arkansas's got a running QB, and Oklahoma State's going to lean heavy on Ollie Gordon, but that's coming later in my picks. So next kind of game I had circle was the Cy-Hawk Trophy game. Iowa State goes to Iowa City, take on the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Man, you used to be able to bet this thing under and go to bed.
Right? I think the play here may be the over. What do you think?
35.5?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Don't you think? Now, I mean, just take a swing here.
Swing and shillelagh.
I like Rocco Beck still is a decent quarterback for the Cyclones, and they have been bad in this game. Iowa has owned this game in the last 10 to 13 matchups. I think they've lost once, maybe in the last 10 to 12 games. I don't know. But the Hawkeyes, after the big performance last week, putting up 40. Cade McNamara didn't look bad, and they let him loose in the second half.
Yeah.
Let him go get it. But I'm not touching this game. I'm not playing it.
These are two well-coached teams. They're very good. A rivalry game. Like, get you a bag of popcorn and a cold beer and watch it. Don't bet it.
That's right. Next game, of course, Tennessee with Nico. I'm just going to leave it there. Travel to take on the NC State Wolfpack. The Dave Dorn Wolfpack.
Public loves the Volunteers.
This is my second trap game. Beware of this game. Of course, the line has moved, but still at 9.5, I guarantee you people are just dumping money on the Volunteers after what, and especially after the way NC State didn't look great last week and McCall came out slow.
There's 10s at some spots, but you're right. The public is hammering Tennessee money line, spread, and over here.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's where your mind's going, either dial your bet back or just watch it. Or just watch it.
Watch and see if Nico is everything.
It's gonna be a great game,
and it's a neutral site game. It's not.
Yes, in Panther Stadium, right?
I believe so. So it's not at NC State's home stadium.
Carolina Panthers.
The fighting Deion Sanders
Fuck me.
head up to Nebraska to take on the Nebraska Cornhuskers. What do you think is going to happen here? Have you called your boy up there, your intel guy?
I'm going to do it probably this afternoon. I may do it tomorrow morning while he's in full.
Boy, that was fun last Saturday, talking to him at the tailgate.
Yeah. All right. So there's a story behind all that. Franklin knows it, but the guy from Nebraska, big Cornhusker fan, season ticket holder, yada, yada. He comes to Ole Miss games, go to tailgate with us, goes up there, kind of implements kind of things they're doing in the Grove up there, and they're having a big party now. All right, so
good for them. Way to go.
I need Colorado to lose because I have a future bet on them to lose, to lose more than not to win more than 5.5.
5.5.
Yeah.
Was there? Yeah.
Yeah. So I had North Dakota State last week, money line.
So close.
Thought I was, God, man.
Well, it was close.
God, if they don't have Travis Hunter, they ain't got shit.
That dude, like I told you that night,
$1.
To me, he's the best player in college football.
All right, so the public's hammering as far as the bets go, the money line on Nebraska. I don't know what that is, probably minus 400, 500. I don't do that shit. That's a silly bet. We don't really know what Colorado is. We do know they suck on defense.
Mm-hmm.
But is Nebraska good enough at this point on offense to take advantage of that? We'll find out.
Dylan Raiola looked good in his debut,
Yep.
and we'll see if he's the man.
And their backup's not bad. It's like Harburg or something, but he's not bad. That's my point. They have options there, but I wouldn't bet this game just because. And I know it's no fun for us to sit there. Don't bet these.
You sure? You sure you wouldn't?
What?
You sure you wouldn't bet this game, Paul?
Well, I'm already bet it.
Because there may be somebody on this podcast that's got this game.
Oh, get it. I guess my point is I need to see what Nebraska's offense looks like against a real defense. I won't see it this week either.
No, because Colorado, their lines of scrimmage, both sides are not good.
And if Nebraska goes out there and struggles offensively against this defense,
and there is a crime going on with Colorado. The fact that they're playing Travis Hunter 120 snaps a game is ridiculous. This kid's got all the time. And the NFL will look at that and say, damn, does he have any tread left on the tires?
Yeah. And
pick a side and let the boy ball.
The fact that he's not in any conversations for the Heisman is ridiculous.
Going both ways and locking down on corner and he caught everything against North Dakota State. Now, he pushed off a lot. But
he did a lot of that. But, I mean, it is what it is.
Hey, if they ain't calling it.
A touchdown. Hey, 6 is 6.
That's right. And the last game I got here just for us to speak about the Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Okay.
Coming off a nice win, week 1. Traveled out to another team who was supposed to be really bad, in the Arizona State Sun Devils. They got a big win week 1. Now these two square off out in Tempe, Arizona. All right. State is a 5.5-point dog at the Sun Devils.
I stared this thing in its soul very, very hard on the over. I think neither team has a defense worth a shit. I think both offenses can score. If you're going to bet it, bet the over. I think it gets to the 60s easily. I don't know. Mississippi State's offense looked really good against their opponent last week. I can't call who it was, but that was not a good defense. So we don't know. And Arizona State don't have one either. But both offenses seem to have their shit together. So
yeah,
if you're going to bet it, bet the over. In my opinion.
Okay. All right.
What you got? What you think?
Well, there's another league kicking off. Actually kicked off last night. The NFL is back, Paul.
Okay.
I did not put any locks for the NFL this week, but there's a few games. Of course, you had the big game last night, Ravens-Chiefs. Mm-hmm. Chiefs survived that game after the toe touches out of bounds on what could have been the tying touchdown there for the Ravens.
I mean, that shit is God. It's hard not to believe it's not scripted.
I know. It's
every
tough.
primetime game is like, oh my God, did you watch it? Did you see what happened? Mm-hmm. Yada yada yada. I mean,
your Steelers kick off 12 o'clock Sunday. They travel, take on the Atlanta Falcons, and I was thinking of the basketball team when we do our picks. It's going to say Steelers and Hawks. That's my bad. It's not. They're not playing the Atlanta Hawks. They're playing the Atlanta Falcons.
Take the over if they do. No.
Oh man, typo there. Not typo, just brain fart. I guess. I don't know what I was thinking there.
Okay.
So what do you think about your Steelers and who's going to quarterback this thing?
And Russell, they gave it to Russell Wilson out of the gate. They're like, you're the guy. You're going to be the quarterback. The motherfucker hadn't practiced maybe 10 times.
Right.
We don't know what he is. He holds on to the ball too long. This is one of my plays I'm going to talk about in a little while. The future is not Russell Wilson. The best quarterback on the team is Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Why in the hell are you literally disregarding this fella and saying, hey, look, we're going to give you kickoff duty? Absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what Tomlin's doing. I'm hoping it's like a cat and mouse game with the rest of the league, and they got it all hunkered inside the house, which the Steelers are really good at, and I get it. They know how to win football games. Mm-hmm. I don't know why they're playing this game with Russell Wilson. Like, oh, he didn't strain it. He had tightness. He's got tightness in his calf.
Yeah.
Well, what the hell did he do? He wasn't practicing.
He was chasing Sierra around the house, man.
You know, Dancing with the Stars? What is it? I mean, what are we doing here? The offensive line is not good enough for I'll talk about it in a minute. Go ahead. What do you think? What do you got?
Honestly, I just don't know. I haven't seen enough of that. I haven't read enough. I know. Well, I do know this. I know who QB's the Falcons. That's Kirk Cousins.
They're going to sling it.
So I don't. But who's he got he got Drake.
Drake London, Kyle Pitts.
But Kyle Pitts hasn't been anything. He hasn't shown us anything.
But he hasn't had Kirk Cousins back there.
Well, that's true. I mean, Kurt is serviceable. I mean, he's a first-round playoff guy.
He's a great fantasy quarterback.
He will not get you out of up and down. You got to play him one. If you play him 1 week, do not play him the next week because he's going to throw 3 picks and get -4 points.
Well, yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. They got your boy Ray McLeod on the roster, Darnell Mooney, and then Drake London as wide receiver.
See, so you don't really have that much.
No, I get it. But their offensive coordinator is Zach Robinson, who was with the Rams.
A game I'm looking forward to in the noon window. While you're watching your boys play, I'll probably be tuned into the Texans and Colts. C.J. Stroud, great year last year. Anthony Richardson's coming back. In his few games that he played, boy, he proved me wrong. I didn't think he could be playable in the NFL.
Yeah, I got a bet on that one too. So what I think, so the Texans have a lot of new pieces to their party, so to speak. Really good coach, really good team, great quarterback. I don't know if they leave the gate well. I'm betting they don't.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about it here in a minute. So.
And I get it. It was a great story last year, but now they're going to play a first-place schedule. And I think maybe there's going to be a little regression to the mean here with the Texans. But they're young, and they're coming. I love DeMeco Ryans. I love him as a head coach.
Yep.
God, Vikings, Giants. Who's watching that? Hey, you got the Raiders going against the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh making the debut. out in Inglewood, California. See what he's done with the Chargers.
Boy, he got out of town at the right time, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Talking about, he knew what he was doing.
A matchup from last year's playoffs. The Rams travel to take on the Detroit Lions in the Sunday night game. That's a great game.
Very good game.
Can't wait to see that. And then, of course, Monday night, very intriguing because our old nemesis, Aaron Rodgers, now leads the Jets. He comes to San Francisco, comes to Santa Clara, take on my 49ers. Been a tumultuous offseason, to say the least, for the 49ers, but they finally got Brandon Ayuk back in the fold. They got Trent Williams back this week. He didn't need any practice. He's one of the best players in the world, not even just left tackle. He's just one of the best NFL players that's out there. So great to see him back in there. Christian McCaffrey is healthy and running around, ready to go. I don't know. It's first game. Who knows? They haven't practiced a lot with everybody, with the starters, but I think Brock Purdy takes another step. Aaron Rodgers is old. I just hope we beat our old defensive coordinator here Monday night.
Does he get past 2 plays?
Oh, yeah. He'll be fine because he's playing us. He won't get injured in this game.
Okay.
He's had that chip on his shoulder since we took Alex Smith ahead of him way back when.
Really quick, though, do you think there's anything to the playing in Mexico on the soccer turf for injuries? Do you think they're making the Eagles and somebody play tonight?
I've heard that place is not very good. It's always been a.
So they canceled one game because of the turf. The players literally refused to play.
Oh, that's tonight. They play tonight.
That's tonight. Yeah, the Eagles and the Packers, right? So.
Ooh, watch out, Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts. Yeah. Ooh, boy, running around.
No. If you got any fantasy interest in that game, just hope they get out of there.
Yeah.
Just hope they move on.
Hold your breath.
Yeah, boy.
Saquon Barkley. I'm sure he was an early pick for people. Watch out.
He likes to cut.
Yeah, watch out.
Yep.
All right, so you ready to lock it up, Paul?
Sure.
Put some locks out there. Let these people know where we're going.
I'm just here, man.
All right.
Doing what I do.
Okay. Well, let's get started. Let's start putting some picks out there. That's what we're here for. We'll tell them the right picks to go get. I went first last week. I'll let you go first today. You're welcome.
Way to go. So glad.
Aren't you proud of me? I didn't have to do that.
No, you didn't have to do that. That's fine. All right, so my first play for this week is going to be at 2:30. It's going to be Northern Illinois plus 28 at Notre Dame. Notre Dame coming off a huge win against A&M. I get that, but the Huskies returned 18 starters from last year's squad, which I get. They may have not been world beaters. When we always tell you, hey, 18 players come back off a bad team, still a bad team. I get it. But I don't feel this way about this squad. And it's a Rudy moment for the Huskies. This is their Super Bowl. They're not going to the playoff. They're not doing all that, but this is their chance to show what they can do against a powerhouse program.
Yeah.
I look for them to be competitive. I look for Notre Dame to have a little bit of a lull coming off their big win last week. Fundamentally, the Huskies are really good, and they should be able to keep it within 28 points. So, Northern Illinois plus 28.
I saw this, and I love this pick, and let me tell you why.
Okay.
Notre Dame's schedule is now booty.
Booty.
All they got to do is get through it, and they're in the playoffs, which kind of really pissed because their schedule is not very good. So, they got the big win against A&M, right? Mm-hmm. Now, all they have to worry about is keeping Riley Leonard healthy.
Right.
So they're not going to run him nearly as much, in my opinion.
Right.
Why? They know they're not going to lose this game.
Yeah.
So they're not going to run it up. They're going to be vanilla. They're just going to play defense like that. Now, I guess the only problem is can the Huskies score?
Yeah. Nah.
That's a pretty good defense for Notre Dame.
100%.
I do like the pick. I think you're on the right side here.
I think 28's too much. I don't think they win the game. But I think they give them a little scare. I think they hit them in the mouth for sure.
I like it. All right. My first play starts tonight.
Oh boy.
As Duke travels up to take on Northwestern Wildcats at the new stadium there on the lake.
Duke.
Where's my notes here? Oh, here we go.
Found them.
Malik Murphy made his debut with the Duke Blue Devils last week against Elon. Only put up 26 points. He didn't look terrible, but now he's going to go take on the Northwestern Wildcats at their house. But again, they only put up 26 against Elon. Northwestern was in a dogfight with Miami of Ohio last week, and they won 13-6.
Cover.
I don't foresee a whole lot of points being scored in this game, and I know the point total is low, but out there at the lake. Maybe a little cool wind coming off that water.
Do you see the stadium?
Yeah.
That's funny, man.
Yeah.
How do you play football in that Mickey Mouse atmosphere?
I don't know.
If you haven't done it, go look at it. It's fucking crazy.
But I'm going to go take the under.
I like it.
37.5 here. Duke and Northwestern.
I like it. A lot of money coming in on Duke money line. Crazy.
Aren't they dogs here?
What is it? Duke plus 2.5. Yeah. Yeah, 2 even teams. That I mean, if you go to that field and you're comfortable, something's wrong with you. All right, so I'm gonna be real quick.
Bring your own energy.
Yeah, 100%. 15,000 people don't generate much, and
No.
that's what it holds. That's not who's all there. All right, so
Hey, you know what? Congratulations to Northwestern by actually doing something that makes money sense. What's the point of building a 30 to 50 seat stadium when you know you're not going to put people in there?
Yeah.
Financially, it makes sense. I get it.
Well, no, they're
And it'll look better if you fill it. Now you're a full stadium.
yeah. So what they did was they're remodeling the field, the stadium they had, so they didn't have place to play games.
Yeah.
So they used a practice field and surrounded it with stadiums.
Yeah.
That's funny. It's funny. Anyways, all right. My next pick is, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this. I'm going to go through it. Is UMass is not a very good team. It's at 230. Toledo minus 18.5. Too much firepower here. UMass relies on a run. If they can't get the run going, it's going to be a long day for them. They can't throw the ball. It's a bad matchup. Just give me the Rockets minus 18.5. I'll see you at the pay window.
I thought you told me 17.5.
Oh.
That's what you texted me earlier was 17.5 that the line had moved.
Is it? Well, I typed this up this morning. So
Okay, yeah, but it's 17.5. So I'm gonna lock you in at 17.5 because I think that's what you got it at.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
I can look at my tickets. But
Yeah, because you sent me a message and said the line's moved because it was 20, and so it's moved in your favor to 17.5.
Okay, yeah. I'll take it.
All right, we'll lock you in 17.5 there. But I think Paul would take it up to 20 if that line moves back the other way.
They're gonna beat the shit out of UMass.
Yeah. My second pick game we talked about earlier, Arkansas Razorbacks traveling to take on the.
It is 17.5.
What am I doing here? Traveling to take on the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Like I mentioned, I don't think they're both going to run tempo the way that they did in their first games. Bowman's not just an awesome quarterback, and so they lean on Ollie Gordon there for the Cowboys, and I think he's going to get even more run here against the Razorbacks. And the Razorbacks have a running QB. So it's going to keep the clock going, and they're not going to be ahead of the chains like they were last week in their openers. So I think that slows it down, and with the new tempos, with the new clock situation that we got in college football now, just it limits plays. And so with both of them running, I think the clock keeps ticking. I'm going to take the under here, Arkansas, Oklahoma State, under 62.5.
Before I look at it, I would say just off the cuff that most people are on the over on that game. So I like what you did there, but I'm going to look and see.
Now, if they both come out going fast like they did last week in their first matchups, but I think both teams are going to try to slow this thing back down.
No, dude, you're on the right side. They're hammering money wise the over. So I like what you did there. So I can see it like at 58 or something like that. Where
yeah, I mean 30-28.
They got a chance to go over, but they knee it out kind of thing.
Yeah.
32-22
like there at the end.
Yeah, I got it. I like it. And I hope the Arkansas wins that game. I do.
I mean, as a team, we need to win. The team we got to beat. Don't we play Arkansas this year? The Rebels play Arkansas. Do they play Arkansas this year?
I don't know.
Do we miss them?
I think we miss them.
I don't know.
I think we miss them, Bama. Anyway.
I know we miss Bama and Auburn.
Story for another day.
All right. Get after it.
Right, real quick here. Central Florida Golden Knights host the Sam Houston State Bearcats with a K.
Yeah, with a K. Bearcats.
All right. So I'm going to go over 57.5.
It's moved to 55.5. You got it at 55.5.
All right, 55.5. Jesus Christ, I'm not doing well. So all the bets I'm making are going in my direction, which is crazy. So I typed this up. I wrote this up earlier in the week.
And then you went and made your bets.
And then I went and made my bet. So my number. All right, anyways, that's all good. So my analysis on this is the Golden Knights probably can cover this on their own if they wanted to. if they get any help from the Bearcats, this thing's going to be in the 60s.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with it. It's just not a whole lot of thought into it, which I know that's not what people want to hear, but I mean, that Golden Knight offense can roll, baby.
Yeah, and Sam Houston, that defense ain't the same as it was last year.
No, it's not the same. And they weren't really good toward the end of the year either. So
started to fall off. And they came out holding opponents a lot last year early. Yeah. I like it. The Knights could put up 50 by themselves.
Yeah.
All right. I'm staying in the Big 12 here. If we had an Oklahoma State, now I'm going to
Good.
Kansas State. Is traveling to take on the Tulane Green Wave. Willie Fritz is gone from Tulane, and John Summerall steps in to take over. Like Summerall's a head coach, but the Green Wave, they've lost a lot of production from last year. K-State has a much bigger game ahead of them as they face Arizona next week in week 3. So I think they'll get a nice win here, but I'm a little scared of a backdoor cover late in this game. So I'm not going to take the full game, but I think Avery Johnson gets it going early for K-State to get out ahead of the Green Wave. So I'm going to take Kansas State first half -5.5.
I really like Avery Johnson. I think that guy's going to be in everybody's TV set.
Yeah, and he didn't start great. He didn't have like a super stats game, his first game, but I think he gets it going early here. And I get a good, easy win there first half with the Kansas State Wildcats over the Tulane Green Wave.
All right, help me out here. So let me make sure I got the right number. Okay.
The rest of them are what you should be the same.
Yeah, that's and there's a lot of moving parts to get this thing done. You'd think it's just like some dude sitting at a bar with a beer writing shit down on a notebook. But it's not. I mean,
sometimes
there's NASA satellites involved, and there's tape from
we
practices.
have to call and move the Hubble every now and then.
And then we got to call the Weather Channel and like, what the fuck is the weather gonna do?
What's the wind gonna be like in Laramie?
It's gonna be windy. It's gonna be windy. All right, so my next play is Georgia Southern at Nevada at 6:00. It's over 57.5. I'm gonna take the over here. Georgia Southern hung 45 on Boise State while giving up 56 points and 600 yards of offense. Like, so they give up points and they score points, right? Mm-hmm. Boise State has to be better on defense than Nevada. They have to be.
You sure?
Yeah, Jeff Choate has the Wildcats offense playing really, really well. I mean, they scored 28 and 24. They scored 28 in this game. This thing is in the 70s, in my opinion. So I think it gets to 60 easy.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at. I'm trying to limit my analyses.
Limit it? Oh, we got plenty. We're fine.
Yeah. So Georgia Southern at Nevada over 57.5 is my third play.
Yeah,
fourth play.
We had a lot of intro before we got to the picks, but we're fine. Okay. We're fine.
I don't want us to get in trouble.
No, we're fine. Okay. So that was your
fourth play.
That was your fourth play. Okay, right. I got it. My fourth play. We're gonna go to the SEC. We got an SEC matchup this week, Paul.
Ooh.
South Carolina Gamecocks.
You gonna bet this game?
Travel to the Kentucky Wildcats.
I love this shit.
I'm gonna convince
I'm gonna sit over and drink my beer and watch you talk. Go ahead.
All right, this line's moved some, but I think I would take the Wildcats up to 10 here. I don't think the QB for South Carolina can play. When I say I don't think he can play, I don't think he should be on the field. He's athletic, but just not playable in my opinion. But obviously, it's all they got. I trust Brock Vandergrip way more than I do the QB for South Carolina. And Kentucky was rolling pretty good until they had to cancel, but they had to end the game because of weather last week against Southern Miss. Now, the game's going to slow down. They're going to lean on the run. Brock will make enough plays to make this a pretty easy win, in my opinion. And I like the Wildcat defense. Kentucky is still Kentucky. They're good on defense. They're going to hit you with the run, hit you with a pass every now and then. I think Brock can make that happen. So I think that defense just stifles this quarterback for the Gamecocks, and they're not going to get anything done. So if you like a 2-for-1 special here, I'll give you that. I'm not putting it out. But I would take the under 42.5 and take the Cats at -8.5. So my play for this game, though, I'm locking it up.
What are you thinking, 27-10 or something like that?
Yeah. I mean, it's going to slow. It's going to run. The clock's going to run. South Carolina's going to want to slow this game down because they know they cannot score.
Okay.
And Kentucky's going to be fine with that.
Right.
But I think they get out early and just there's going to be nothing from the Gamecocks. So give me the Wildcats of Kentucky minus 8.5.
Which is a really scary game for our Ole Miss Rebels later in the year.
Yeah, because I think Kentucky's serviceable, and I don't think South Carolina's good at all.
Yeah, it's a legit team.
So I think they take care of business easier.
Okay, we'll have that on TV. 14.
Yeah, I think that's most of these games. I have one 11 o'clock game.
I don't have any.
We'll actually just get to sit back and watch football for a little while. That'll be fun.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna fully invest myself in this Texas-Michigan game because it means something later in the year.
Yep.
And I want to see what Quinn Ewers can do when all those people are mad at him.
Yeah.
All right, so moving forward, my next play is at 6 o'clock. It's Tulsa plus 7.5 at Arkansas State. Short of a last-second catch by the Arkansas State receiver.
Which was not a catch.
Which is, hey, they gave it to him. It is what it is, the whole bit. They lose.
We missed that.
They lose to Central Arkansas, the Bears, okay?
Yeah.
And Butch Jones, last year he was crying on the sideline. Now here we go again with this guy. Him and Brian
They
Kelly
still winning life championships.
They need a podcast together or some shit.
Oh
I don't know what
God.
they need. They couldn't stop me drunk running a 22 dive. I'm telling you, they couldn't do it. I would get like 5 yards.
Every time.
Just stumbling,
5
rumbling,
yards,
bumbling.
Cloud of dust.
It'd be 42-0.
Let me add that up, Paul. If you get 5 yards in the first 2, does that make a first down? You keep moving the chains?
No, it's 10.
Yeah, thought so.
Well, it depends on. I mean, I'm not the math.
Whose math are we using?
Yeah.
Yours, Lauren's, or mine?
Yeah. This first down, Paul. That's all we need to know. Get him a beer. He's getting dehydrated. All right. So the fact that they're underdog here is like the most Vegas thing I've ever seen. They're like, Vegas is going, hey, you know what? Do this, and I'm gonna do it.
This feels like a trap game.
They got me. Hey, take my money, sir.
You would have thought that Tulsa would have come out as a favorite in this game, so that makes that line the line feels like it's 10 points in the wrong fucking direction.
Yeah. So, wrong team favorite here, and I even have it here. Even though I know better, I refuse to do better. Give me the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes plus 7.5.
It's one Hurricane.
I don't like it. I would rather them be golden.
I know they're golden, but it's one Hurricane.
They're the Golden Hurricane?
Hurricane. Which is odd. I don't get it. Why wouldn't you want to be more than one hurricane?
You ruined my whole day.
Wouldn't you want to be multiple hurricanes? That sounds like fierce.
You ruined my whole day.
We go look it up. They're the Golden Hurricane. One.
I refuse.
Singular.
Just like I refuse to take Arkansas State minus 7.5. Give me the Hurricane.
The Golden Hurricane.
That's so dumb.
Plus 7.5.
I'm writing a letter.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
Strongly worded
Yeah,
email.
you should. All right, Paul. One of my darling teams of the last 3 years. You will not get me off of them. We're staying there. We've got a healthy Jalen Daniels in the backfield, under center for the Kansas Jayhawks. He looked good last week. Back looked fine. I think he's super healthy. Devin Neal is still there. They head to Champaign to take on the Illinois Fighting Illini. No disrespect here to Luke Altmaier, but Jalen Daniels is absolutely the best QB on that field. And I don't think the Illini are going to be able to stop them. And as I mentioned before, I think this is a year that if Daniel stays healthy, that Kansas could break through in the Big 12. If that's the case, they should have no problem taking care of a mediocre Big 10 team in Illinois. Yeah. So I think they go up there. They get this done easily. I'm laying the 4.5 Kansas Jayhawks.
No. I didn't. Yeah. I love the dynamic of the backfields in the Big 12. Like they're each week from here to the end till February, you're gonna have outstanding matchups.
Wouldn't you want to see? Don't you want to see a big matchup between Ollie Gordon and Devin Neal?
Oh my God.
Going at each other, just running. Man. I mean, they're not hitting each other, obviously, but it's fun.
I don't know Noah Fafita and that
And then they got
McMillan
the
guy.
McMillan.
Oh my God, that's so good.
They got some stuff going on.
Publix hammering the money line on Kansas. So,
yeah, I just go win by 10.
Yeah,
and I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, so it's my turn.
Yes, sir.
Do you mind if I go?
Oh yeah. And we peppered. Look, Paul and I peppered the board this week. We didn't give you just what we typically give. What, 5 or 6? I think both of us got 7 this week. So
yeah, we're putting ourselves out.
Let's go get some.
All right, so this next one is Steelers at Falcons, NFL, 12 o'clock at noon. Under 42 here. Like I kind of went into it a while ago. Russell Wilson, I'm not sold on. There's always something going on with him.
Yeah.
Our defense is loaded. There's no excuses on that side of the football. I do know Kirk Cousins will complete passes. I get it, but I think we're good enough to keep him out of the end zone.
Okay.
I don't trust our offensive line. Not that we're not good. We're just young. We're really young.
On the offensive line.
Yeah. And then we have one guy hurt. I don't think we'll be able to give Russell Wilson the time to throw the ball if he starts to get rid of it because he holds on to the damn ball too long.
He's looking for the deep ball every time. Baby.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. I'm looking at like 13-10 kind of game, 20-17 at the most. So give me the under 42 Steelers, Falcons, or Hawks, depending on what you're looking at.
I made a change. I changed it so that wouldn't come.
Yeah, and I'm really excited about the Steelers this year. Last year I was completely defeated because they refused to move on from Matt Canada. Actually, that went on for like 2 years.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see what this new look offense can be under Arthur Smith. And I like what they're doing. I just don't know. They've got the pieces. They're young on the offensive line. It scares the shit out of me against a really good defensive coach.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's under 42.
But I like what you did there. You said, you know what? I'm not going to hit that line. I'm just going to go under 42 here.
No. When it opened, I'm like, wait a minute.
You were hammering Steelers, what, plus 3.5?
Yeah, I loved it. And then I looked at the roster the Falcons have put together, and Raheem Morris, and they got Zach Robinson as offensive coordinator. I think that's right. Then I was like, wait a minute. And then we're banged up too because apparently Russell Wilson can't take a piss without pulling a hamstring. Put Justin Fields in there and let's move the frick on for God. I mean, let's just fucking go.
That's gonna get. It's going to get tense in that locker room. Those players are going to want Justin Fields at some point.
No, they already do.
So I feel for you and also feel for me because I have a Steeler fan in my house that I have to deal with, and so that's fun for me. But I hope y'all have a good season. It's much better when both of y'all are happy.
Hey, I'm going to get a beer. I'll be back.
Okay. I'm pulling for you. All right. Well, this is my turn, so I'll put out my next pick. Hey, Paul's going to miss it, but you can go back and watch it later. You want me to sing a song?
Yeah, show them your skills.
If Lauren was here, I'd let Lauren sing a song, but I don't think anybody wants to hear me singing. I'm not sure if I just want to give my pick or we want to talk about. I think there was a game that I wanted to talk about, but I cannot remember. So we'll just move on. Here we go. Dead air's no fun. It's really bad for radio, but probably not too bad for the video. But we'll move on. Colorado travels take on Nebraska Cornhuskers. We mentioned that earlier. I told him I was on this game. So here's the pick. Dylan Raiola looks really good. He looks like the guy that the Cornhuskers have been waiting for quite some time. And in this game, I guess we'll find out. He's going up against one of the better QBs in the country in Shedeur Sanders for the Colorado Buffaloes. And, of course, the guy that I think is the best player in college football, and Travis Hunter. I really feel bad for the kid that he's got to play 2 ways, but it is what it is. He's really good, so I guess it's tough. And if he says, hey, coach, put me in, I guess you're going to put him in because it helps you to win games. But I was kind of surprised that Travis's agent, I'm sure he has one, hasn't said, hey, let's dial this back. Let's keep some tread on those tires. Anyway, I think they'll test the Nebraska D a little bit, but obviously I think the Nebraska defense is better than North Dakota State, and I'm pretty sure they have a better secondary than North Dakota State. And I think they're going to force Colorado to run the football, which I think, as we saw in week 1, that they're not very good at running the football. And so they're going to keep trying to put a square peg in a round hole. And I think Nebraska will hold up there. But I'm not going to go full game here because I'm also scared of a late cover because they can throw it deep, and Travis Hunter is the best player in college football. So I'm going to stick with Nebraska coming out strong with the kid at QB and them forcing Colorado to try to run the football. Colorado is bad on both sides at the line of scrimmage. And I think Nebraska will be able to run through and around them all day long. So give me the Nebraska Cornhuskers first half minus 3.5.
2 thoughts.
Okay.
First time I've ever seen you take first half bets.
2 of them this time. I love these were good. They tempt me because I don't hate the full game either. But if I think these teams are going to win easy, they'll be up at half.
Right. All right. Second thought. So last weekend, called my buddy in Nebraska, talking to him, and he uses the term shit pot. So
shit pot. Yeah. We didn't know how much that was.
How much is a shit pot?
Yeah. Had no
he
idea.
says 50.
50 of what? What are we? A shit pot of what?
So I kind of go like it's a bushel or it's a plethora or whatever.
A peck?
We don't know
a bushel and a peck or something.
So he's talking about beer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
they had a shit pot of beer.
Shit pot of beer. How much is a shit pot? He says 50.
Okay.
All right. So
it's good to know. That's good to know.
So when Midwesterners say shit pot, it's kind of like a Southerner saying it's a bushel or it's a whatever,
So what do you think they're going to have this weekend with Colorado rolling down? 2 shit pots?
He's probably drinking now. I don't know what Colorado is. I don't know who they are. You gonna put Prime and then what's his name? The head coach,
Matt Rule.
Matt Rule in a room and tell me one knows more than
taking Matt Rule every day.
Matt Rule will walk him around with Saban on the same side. Anyways,
now don't get it wrong. Look, we have talked not in great light about Deion Sanders as a football coach.
It's great.
But he was one of my favorite players when I was young, and he was amazing. I never seen anybody be able to do what he could do on a football and baseball field in the same fucking day, which is crazy.
100%. He's done a more for the black head coach, and I know whatever you want to say about it.
Yeah.
Than anybody because he actually put his name on the line and said, "Hey, I'm pulling you guys with
here
me.
We
Let's go.
Yeah.
Stay with me." 100% respect.
And look at the money he's brought into
Colorado.
There would be nobody in the stadium if he wasn't the coach there.
No, 100% great job there. But when it comes down to on the field production, X's and O's,
it just ain't there.
You can't pay coaching. I mean, you just can't do it. You can't put Warren Sapp in a defensive line room and have him.
Has he ever coached?
Mentally tell these guys how he did what he did when he's an athletic freak.
Yeah, he was.
You can't
no
teach
doubt.
what he was.
No, you can't.
This guy bench presses houses.
He was stupid good.
Yeah. So 100% Prime's doing his thing. He may end up at Florida State if they want to pony up and do that. It's all good. Wish you nothing but the best, but that Colorado team is not good in the trenches.
No. And that's where you get beat. Yeah. All right, your last pick, Paul. We're down to your last pick.
Yeah. So we talked about this earlier.
Back to the NFL for you, I believe.
Yeah, Texans at Colts, under 49 at 12 o'clock. Divisional game, any divisional game. And these two teams get together, they tend to score more points than normal. But I don't know. You got AR-15. I don't know if you can say it. Anthony Richardson coming off a injury.
I don't know if you two will flag us or something. I don't know.
I'm sorry. So Anthony Richardson coming off an injury riddled year. He's back healthy now, we hope, but it's going to be some rust.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to hit everything. The Texans have all the new Cadillacs in places. Mm-hmm. It's going to take them a minute to gel. Divisional games, they know each other. Both these teams know each other very, very well. So I think they can stop each other enough to get us under the 49. So that's my take on it. And mainly the play is I feel like the Texans. If you look at their roster, you look at oh my God, it's Joe Mixon, it's Diggs, it's CJ,
I
it's
forgot Joe
Tank
Mixon
Dell.
left.
Yeah,
I
you're like
forgot he went there.
holy crap, they're going to be like, but all that it takes time to get together.
Yep.
And they haven't seen in the preseason. Most of those defenses are like base defenses.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's trying to trick nobody. Everybody's running their shit to see what the players are going to do and what they got. Now it's for real.
And those defensive players are ready to hit somebody else.
Yeah. So it's going to be under 49 there. I'm going to under on the Steelers, Falcons, Texans, Colts, and NFL. Not a big NFL batter, so
here we go.
Go with caution there, but let's ride, baby. Let's get it.
You're going to love my last one. You're going to love my analysis. Okay. This is deep diving.
I'm going to sit back and
I moved the Hubble telescope 3 different times to get the right read on this game. Had to call NASA.
You call Elon Musk?
Yeah, I called Elon. He had to go on the dark web to get some stuff for me here.
Interesting.
Texas Tech travels to take on the Washington State Cougars. Late Saturday night.
Okay.
Neither defense looked great in the opener.
Texas Tech didn't look good. Oh, my goodness.
Now, here's my analysis. This is strictly a ghost of Mike Leach play for me.
Okay, this is
I need him to come down and haunt this game and play call for both sides. And in the Mike Leach special, there will be plenty of points in the late nighter. Give me the Texas Tech Washington State over 65.5.
I like you brought him up. I mean, he coached both schools.
Yep.
That's a lot of points.
Well, did you see? Let's see. Texas Tech beat Abilene Christian, which I don't believe is an FBS school.
Barely.
In overtime, 52-51. They gave up 51 to Abilene Christian.
No, I'm not.
Washington State beat Portland State, another not FBS team, 70-30.
It may cover by half.
Both teams were in a 100-point game with FCS schools.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hey, I'm with you.
Fireworks late.
Hey, we're gonna.
Out to past midnight. This game will be going.
I ain't gonna make it through that fucking Arizona State Mississippi State game.
All right, so let's show them. They've been on the scroll down there, so we'll transition over. Here we go, Paul. There's our picks right there on the screen. So we'll just run down Paul's first. Paul, go ahead. You want to run down your whole list there?
Yeah, let me pull my screen back up. I'm sorry.
No, I get to run it down for you if you want.
Northern Illinois plus 28. Toledo minus 17.5. Central Florida Sam Houston State Bearcats with a K over 55.5.
That's right.
Georgia Southern at Nevada over 57.5. Tulsa plus 7.5, which is absolutely absurd. At Arkansas State. Steelers and Falcons under 42. Texans Colts under 49.
I'm sorry I had to bring up that Tulsa's just one hurricane. I feel like that might have put a damper on your. No, you didn't. Happy. You didn't say it. I just feel like it may have put a damper on your pick there.
No, it ruined my whole day.
I really apologize. Just for future, I just wanted you to know for future reference when they go play somebody else, they're not bringing in multiple hurricanes.
They don't run one person on the field.
But it's only one hurricane. So,
no, it's not. It's like multiple hurricanes.
Not for Tulsa, it's not. It's just one.
We're not fighting about this. Very upsetting.
Okay, mine are run down in order of time. So we start Friday night. Duke Northwestern under 37.5. Early game Saturday. Arkansas takes on Oklahoma State Cowboys. I'm on the under 62.5 there. Kansas State takes on the Tulane Green Wave. I'm Kansas State Wildcats first half minus 5.5. Later that day, Kentucky takes on South Carolina. Kentucky's at home. I'm laying the 8.5. Kansas is on the road to take on the Illini. I'm laying the 4.5 with Kansas there. Jalen Daniels, Devin Neal, Lance Leipold. I think they got advantages across the board there. The Corn Huskers taking on the Colorado Buffaloes or the Fighting Deion Sanders.
Oh, my God, you're right. Oh, my God. I'm sorry to interrupt. Look at that.
It is. Oh, I told you it's one hurricane.
That's so fucking
he had to go look it up. He did not believe me. It is frustrating, isn't it? Just put an S on it, man.
So
just do it.
I'm gonna email them.
So I'm on the Cornhuskers here. First half, -3.5. Then, of course, if you're still awake, if you haven't passed out, Texas Tech is going to take on Washington State in the Mike Leach revival game. The over 65.5. Texas Tech, Washington State.
We got any time left to rant?
Yeah. What else you got here? You want to talk more about this hurricane situation?
No, I'm over it. I'm not over it. I'm going to send them an email. I'm going to screenshot it. I'm going to send it to you, and we'll put it on the TikTok, Twitter universe.
We're going to put it out there?
Wherever it goes. Wherever it goes. I want to see if they respond to me. So, me and you had this talk earlier about, me and Franklin kind of do this because we like and love to do this. It's kind of like if we're not doing this, we're still doing this. So
yeah. We'll talk about it anyway.
Why not film it? Whatever. Yeah. So certain people kind of go, hey, I went 12-4 in my picks on my personal account or my preferred banking, whatever. People that paid me got 12-4. But when I was on your show, I gave my picks out and I went 2-10.
Yeah. What gives?
That's so frustrating. What are we doing? Why? Why say that? Why? If you follow me on my $10 a year page, you get my picks, and I'm 19-1.
But do you believe that?
How do you know that?
You don't.
But yet you sit there and tell me this pick, and it's fucking wrong.
This pick's wrong.
No,
this pick's wrong.
Yeah, 54% of success rate in gambling is considered a professional, which is the hardest thing you can do. So if you're trying to do this for a living, good luck. Good luck. We do it because we enjoy doing it.
Keep your day job, baby.
Yeah, we enjoy doing it, and it's fun for us. And even if we're not doing it, we're still going to be doing it. As far as the cameras and all this, or the phone, all the production team.
All the production.
Yeah.
Boy, they're expensive.
Yeah. A lot going on. Boy, these natty lights don't pay for themselves.
Boy, if we could pay ourselves what we pay our production crew,
we'd still be misspelling shit, and there would be no S on the hurricane.
There's still no S on the hurricane. That's for damn sure. Yeah. Isn't that a shame?
Yeah. What you got? You got anything you want to talk
about? No. I'm looking forward to seeing the full slate of NFL.
Right.
And I guess I'll tune in tonight. Well, I'll be a couple of games. I gotta play tonight. And then that whole Mexico, are they down in Mexico City or somewhere in Mexico? I don't know the city.
I'm very worried about that situation.
And hope nobody gets hurt in that game. Packers and Eagles, right?
Right.
That's the game.
Very good matchup, by the way.
So I guess that's going to do it for us, right, Paul?
Yep.
All right. So we'll be back next week. We've got something coming. Hopefully, I think I've got some. Got some broadcasting headsets coming in, so maybe we'll do some shows live one Saturday, maybe at a halftime of a game we were both on, or just do some observations as we watch. Maybe we'll show everybody as we burn some tickets that were bad early in the morning. We could do that too.
Been done.
So maybe we have some of that coming on in the Saturdays ahead. So I guess that's going to wrap it up here for Poolside Bets and Cashing Tickets. And so, again, hope you go out there and cash those tickets.